The final gas law is about the relationship between volume and temperature, and this is known as Charles' law. And this states that when temperature increases, the volume will increase. So this is another direct relationship. When one of them goes up, the other one will also go up, and vice versa. If temperature decreases, then volume will decrease as well. So when temperature decreases, then volume decreases as well. And just like the other laws, this relationship is true when pressure is kept constant. So pressure does not change, then this relationship will be true. And also, just like the other laws, it goes in this direction, that temperature can affect volume, but it can also go in the other way where volume can affect temperature. If you change the volume and don't change the pressure, if you're able to keep the pressure constant while changing the volume, then it can actually change the temperature. So that's true of all of these laws, that they're describing a relationship between two variables, two different things, and that relationship can go in any direction. So a good example of Charles' law in action is a hot air balloon. And the way a hot air balloon works, they're not pumping extra air in it. There's a flame at the bottom which is heating the air up. So as the temperature of the air inside the balloon increases, then those air molecules are going to move faster, because we know that's what temperature is. And as they move faster, that means that they are going to collide with the inside of the balloon, right? We got a bunch of air molecules like zooming around inside this balloon here. They're going to bounce into the balloon harder and harder and harder, which is going to push the balloon out. So the volume is going to expand. The molecules want to move away from each other. So the gas expands, which means the volume gets bigger. Now, the reason why this matters for a hot air balloon, why this allows the hot air balloon to go up, is that here we have a certain amount of gas inside this balloon. We haven't changed how much gas we've had. And the thing, when we measure how much of something we have, that's the mass. So the mass of the air inside this balloon is not changing. So the mass of air stays the same, and the volume is getting bigger. So now this should start to look familiar. If mass is staying the same and volume gets bigger, then that will be influencing something that we've talked about before, density, because density is a relationship between mass and volume. So if mass stays the same and volume gets bigger, then that means that density will decrease. And we know that density is really what determines whether something will sink or float. If it's less dense, it will float, and more dense than the object or fluid around it, it will sink. And a hot air balloon is able to float in air, or rise up and fly, because the density of the air inside the balloon becomes less than the density of the air around it. So now we're relating our gas laws back to what we've already learned about density and things sinking and floating, because we're changing volume, but we're not changing mass, so that causes density to change. So bottom line here, we have three different laws. We have a relationship between pressure and volume, and that is a inverse relationship, that when one goes up, the other one goes down. We have a relationship between pressure and temperature, and that is a direct relationship. When one goes up, the other one goes up. And we have a relationship between volume and temperature, and that again is a direct relationship. When one goes up, the other one goes up as well. And all of these can affect each other in both ways. One can affect the other can affect the other one. And they're all assuming that it's an ideal condition where the third thing is not changing. So pressure and volume, temperature's not changing. Pressure and temperature, volume's not changing. Volume and temperature, pressure's not changing. In the real world, that can never really happen. So in the real world, you actually have all three of these laws probably acting all together, which is kind of more what's happening in the hot air balloon, that as the temperature rose there, if that was a container that couldn't get bigger, so it was a rigid container that wasn't able to expand, then the pressure would go up. So the pressure probably rose a very small amount, and that pressure going up actually pushed the balloon out and made it get a little bigger. And that's why Charles' law occurs, because the air molecules are actually pushing out a little bit more, causing the volume to expand. And this was Boyle's law here. So one other thing that I want to emphasize that can get a little bit confusing, because here we say that like when temperature goes up, the pressure will go up, that will cause it to push out, and that then that volume would expand, and then the pressure would go back down. So volume would get bigger and pressure would go down. We want to make sure that, especially when we're thinking about pressure, whether it's pressure and temperature, and especially pressure and volume, in Boyle's law, where this can get particularly confusing, the pressure that we're talking about here is the pressure inside of the container. So we're talking about the pressure of the gas like inside of our bike pump. The reason why this potentially get confusing is because you are, as you push down on the bike pump, you're exerting a force. So you are actually exerting some pressure in order to get that bike pump to go down. That is not the pressure that we're talking about here. We're talking about the pressure of the air molecules inside. We have this container. They are inside trying to push their way out of the container. That's the pressure that we're referring to with Boyle's law. So those are the gas laws. They explain a lot about how gases behave, and they oftentimes work in conjunction with each other where more than one is occurring, because we don't have ideal conditions where one thing can be kept constant. And now we can use these to explain different situations, talking about what's going on with the molecules as the molecules move faster, why that causes pressure to go up, or why that would cause volume to go up. And if we decreased volume, why that would cause pressure to go up as well. Because if we have a smaller space, that comes back to our formula for pressure here. If we decrease volume, we're also decreasing the surface area of the container, which means if area goes down, pressure will go up. So the formula for pressure can actually explain why Boyle's law is true as well. So that's it for the gas laws. Make sure you have everything written down, but make sure you've also paid attention to what I was describing. You should now be able to use all three of these laws to describe a scenario like a hot air balloon inflating, or a basketball deflating in the wintertime, or why when you push down on a bicycle pump, it pumps up the tires and adds pressure to your tires.